Good evening, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. 22 years after the Manhattan skyline lost for good its twin towers on a carefully planned terrorist attack that claimed the lives of close to 3,000 office workers and New York City firefighters, the world forever lost its innocence and woke up to a cold, hard reality of perilous times and the danger lurking undercover. And in today's remembrance of those who lost their lives needlessly, U.S. President Joe Biden vowed to keep the enemies of freedom and democracy at bay, even as thousands in New York's Ground Zero, the Pentagon, and in Pennsylvania gathered to remember their fallen loved ones. VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias reports.
September 11, 2001. Terrorists crashed 4 commercial planes into New York's World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field in Pennsylvania. For many relatives of the nearly 3,000 people killed that day, the emotional wounds are still raw.
If it's 22 years and this is the way I still feel like yesterday, I can't tell you. It's hard. It's my second child.
It just brings some haunting memories from that day.
In honor of the victims, a moment of silence was observed at the New York Stock Exchange. Several politicians, including Vice President Kamala Harris, attended a memorial service where the World Trade Center once stood in Lower Manhattan.
Christian Adams.
Bells tolled as the victims' names were read at the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And a military choir sang during a remembrance ceremony led by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin at the Pentagon.
After the attacks, amid the horror and the grief, many Americans felt a deeper sense of duty to their communities and to their country.
Also in Arlington, Virginia, First Lady Jill Biden laid a wreath to honor those who perished. From a military base in Anchorage, Alaska, President Biden promised the United States will continue to disrupt terrorist activities in all its forms.
The resolve of the American people has proved we never bow. We never bend. We never yield. Terrorism, including political and ideological violence, is the opposite of all we stand for as a nation that settles our difference peacefully under a rule of law.
Biden also called for unity to help defend the principle of American democracy and pay tribute to service members and veterans who've helped protect this country from new terrorist attacks. Veronica Balderas Iglesias, VOA News.
Meanwhile, let's turn to Ala Sungduan with the latest news in Cordillera.
Naimbag Arabi Pilipinas. Dumababati bilang dagiti agtutubong agsiksigarilyo iti Baguio City may basar iti kaudyan a panagandal no pay kasta imadumot dagiti agtutubong agus-usar iti vape ken agmumuma. Manibod iti 43.20% nga ever youth smokers iti 2014, nagbalinlaangan at 10.62% ita atawan. Dagiti met current youth smokers at 28.13% iti 2014, nagbalinan daytoy a 5.29% ita atawan. Bimabati tobacco smokers ngem umad-adu dagiti agtutubo nga agus-usaran iti electronic cigarette wenno vape. 8.21% kadagiti na survey ti addan ti vape ken 12.53% kadagitoy ti current vape users. Naduktalan pay anangato ti panugusar iti muma dagiti agtutubo. 5.50% gamin kadagiti na survey nga agus-usar iti muma gapu iti kultura ken impluwensya dagiti paggayamda.
Pero ang hindi ka rin kasi natin na foresee sa ating mga campaign is yung use ng e-cigarette at lalo yung pag-usbong ng online na trade kung saan most nitong mga e-cigarette na to ay nakukuha nila dun sa via online.
The commerce on the internet is beyond LGU. So ano yung pwede nating kontrolin? Yung distribution, katulad din sabi ni Doc Cora sa schools kasi end users neto, data is showing that it's the younger generation, students. it's a community approach naman on the ground. At nakakalungkot may mga parents na nag-aalaw sa kanilang anak because of the misconception that it is actually safer.
Iti sa Balyadamag, manarimaan ti panibunong ti Department of Social Welfare and Development Office. Iti cash assistance karagiti biktima ti bagyo nga egay ijay abra. Agarup sa nga 12,000 nga Abrenyans nga dan iti partially can totally damaged houses ti maut iti tulong pinansyal iti sidong ti emergency cash transfer. Naipatumpal ti payout ti sa nga 10 nga ili iti abra. Puntirya ti nasaw programa, amay payan iti tulong dagiti egay affected Abrenyans, no sa dino na ilaylayon ti payout aging ga Setyembre 14, tapno maserbian dagiti unpaid can replacement beneficiaries. Ti ECT ket adaptive strategy ti gobyerno tapno adda may kabil iti gap ti immediate relief humanitarian response can early recovery support wenno support babon iti panakipaay ti unconditional cash kadagiti biktima ti kalamidad nga kasapulan iti tulong ti DSWD.
Ang pagbibigay natin ng karagdagang tulong sa mga apektadong pamilya due to Typhoon Egay. For families with partially damaged houses, 9,000. And then for totally damaged houses is 13,500.
Dagiti damdamag manipod dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Ana Sunduan, naimbag arabii kada kayo amin.
Thank you, Ala Sugduan. This is William Theo. Stay informed, be aware, get ahead, be of use, get the news right here.